Imagine loving someone so much, and waiting for them for 10 years. Every day, I sit next to the man I love, I serve him coffee, answer his calls, and organize his papers, but he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know I am his wife. My name is Liza, and this is the story of love, loss, and waiting, the story of how I found my husband again after he forgot me completely. My name is Liza, and I have a secret. My boss, David, does not know that I am his wife. Every day, I sit at a small desk just outside his big office. I answer his phone calls, bring him coffee every morning, and organize his papers. He looks at me, talks to me, but he does not truly see me. To him, I am just an employee, just Liza, the assistant. But to me, he is David. He is my husband. This is not an ordinary story. It is sad, but it is also a story about love and patience. It is a story about waiting. Perhaps you have waited for someone too, and maybe you can feel my heart. I want to tell you how this all began. I grew up in a small village, a beautiful place full of green trees and a blue, flowing river. Everyone knew each other, and life was simple. We did not have much money, but we were happy. I met David when I was very young. He was my neighbor, and we played together near the river. We went to school together. David was kind, strong, and handsome. He had a bright smile, and whenever he smiled, my heart felt warm. Slowly, we fell in love. In our village, people marry young. So when I was 18 and David was 20, we got married. It was a simple wedding. My mother made my dress, it was white and plain. We had no big party, only our families and our love. I felt happy and thought life would always be perfect in our village. But David had a dream. He wanted more for us. He wanted to be rich and build a beautiful house. One night, he told me, "Liza, I love you, but I cannot stay here. There are no jobs. I want to go to America to work. I will earn money and then come back for you." I was scared. America was so far away. I wanted him to stay. "Please don't go," I said. But he insisted, "I want to give you the world. Trust me. I will go for only 2 years. Then I will return." I loved him, so I trusted him. I said goodbye at the bus station. I cried, and he held my hand. "Do not cry, Liza," he said. "I will write to you every week. I will never forget you. You are my wife." And then the bus drove away. I watched it until I could see nothing but the empty road. My chest ached, and I felt very alone. For the first year, everything was fine. David wrote letters, sent money, and told me about America. He worked in a busy factory and missed me. I read his letters every night and slept with them under my pillow. I waited for him. But then the letters stopped. 1 week passed, then a month, but nothing came. I went to the post office every day. The postman shook his head and said sadly, "No letter today, Liza." I was worried. Was he sick? Was he hurt? I wrote to him, but my letters came back. Years passed. 1 year, then 2, then 5. People in the village began to talk. They said David had found another woman. "He forgot you," they whispered. "You should forget him too, Liza." My mother told me, "You are still young. Marry another man. Don't waste your life." But I could not forget him. I could not stop loving David. And now, here I am, sitting outside his office, the woman he once called his wife, and yet, to him, I am just Liza, the assistant. My story is strange. It is sad, but it is also about love, hope, and waiting for someone who holds your heart. I was his wife. Every day, I wore my wedding ring. Deep in my heart, I believed he was alive. I believed he still needed me. But life in the village had become too painful. Everywhere I looked, I saw memories of David. The river where we played as children, the small place where we got married, it was all around me. I knew I could not stay. I had to make a change. I had two choices, find David or build my own life. I decided to fight for my future. I started to study English. Every night, I read books, practiced speaking, and worked hard to become smart and independent. I wanted to leave the village, work in a city, and create a life of my own. After 7 years of preparation, I finally left. I moved to a big city. It was loud, busy, and full of people. I felt small and nervous, but I was determined. I found a job in a small office, worked long hours, saved money, and attended university at night to learn about business. 10 years had passed since David left. I was 28 now, no longer the simple village girl. I wore city clothes, spoke fluent English, and had become professional. But in my heart, I was still Liza. I still carried my ring, now hidden on a chain under my shirt, close to my heart. Then I got a new job, an assistant position at a very large, international company that worked with America. They told me the CEO was important, strict, and had lived in America for many years. I was nervous on my first day. I wore my best black skirt and a white shirt, brushed my hair carefully, and tried to look confident. The office was beautiful, with tall glass windows where I could see the whole city. "Your boss is coming," someone said. My heart raced. The door opened, and a man walked in. He wore a gray suit and a nice watch. He looked serious and focused on his phone. My hands went cold. My chest tightened. I could not breathe. It was him. It was David. He looked older, a little tired, with a few gray hairs. But it was him, his eyes, his walk, everything told me it was David. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run into his arms. I wanted to shout, "David, it's me, Liza." He stopped in front of me and looked up from his phone. He looked directly into my eyes. I waited for a smile, a recognition, my name on his lips. But then he spoke. "Who are you?" His voice was cold. He did not smile. He looked at me like I was a complete stranger. He looked at me as if he had never seen me before. I am the new assistant," I said, my voice shaking. "What is your name?" he asked. "I am Liza," I whispered. But he did not react. My name meant nothing to him. "Okay, Liza," he said. "Bring me coffee, black, no sugar. And bring me the files on my desk." Then he walked into his office and closed the door. I stood there, trembling. I felt like I was trapped in a nightmare. How could he not know me? We were married. We grew up together. How could he forget my face? I went to the bathroom and locked the door. I looked in the mirror and cried. Maybe I had changed. Maybe he did not recognize me. But when I looked carefully, I saw the same eyes, the same hair. Why did he forget me? I washed my face and took a deep breath. I had to be strong. I needed this job, and now, more than ever, I needed the truth. I wanted to be near him. I wanted to understand. I made his coffee. He had said, black, no sugar, but I remembered that David loved sugar. In the village, he always put 3 spoons of sugar in his tea. I decided to test him. I put only 1 spoon of sugar in the coffee. I knocked on his door. "Come in," he said. I walked in. He was working at his computer and did not look up. "Here is your coffee, sir," I said. "Put it there," he replied. I placed the cup on his desk and waited. He took a sip, paused, and looked at the cup. Then he looked at me. "No sugar?" he asked. I am sorry, sir. I made a mistake," I said. He took another sip. He was not angry. He looked confused. "It's okay," he said. "Actually, this tastes good. It tastes familiar." My heart leapt. Familiar? Could he remember something? "You can go," he said. I left the office and sat at my desk. A tiny spark of hope burned inside me. Days turned into weeks. Every day I worked for him. Every day I saw the man I loved, but he treated me like a stranger, like a worker. He was a strict, demanding boss. Sometimes he shouted. He always seemed stressed and lonely. I noticed things about his office. No photos of family. No wife. No children. He was rich, but alone. Then one day, I overheard him on the phone. "My head hurts again," he said. "Yes, the headaches from the accident. I know, doctor. I know I lost my memory of the time before the accident. I know I can't remember my childhood, but I need to work." I gasped. I covered my mouth with my hand. He had lost his memory. Now I understood the truth. He had not left me because he was cruel. He had not found another woman. He had an accident, and lost his memory. He forgot everything, the village, our life, and even me. I felt a deep sadness for him. He had lost his whole past. He did not know who he was. I knew the truth now, but I was afraid to tell him. If I said, "I am your wife," he might think I was crazy. He was a rich CEO, and I was just a poor assistant. He might think I wanted his money. So I decided to wait. I decided to help him remember slowly. I would make him remember, step by step. I started with small things. In our village, we had a special yellow flower that smelled like honey. One day, I found the same flowers in the city market. I bought a small vase and placed it carefully on his desk. When he walked in, he stopped. He sniffed the air. "What is that smell?" he asked. "Just flowers, sir," I said quietly. He moved closer, touched the petals, and closed his eyes. "This smell," he whispered. "I know this smell, it makes me feel happy and sad." He looked at me. "Thank you, Liza," he said. "You're welcome, sir," I replied. Another day, there was a heavy storm. The rain poured down, and the office lights went out. He came out of his office. "Liza, are you still here?" he asked. "Yes, sir. I am here," I said. "The power is out. We have to wait," he said, sitting on a chair near my desk. The rain pounded on the windows, boom, boom. "I hate storms," he said. I love them," I said, my voice soft. I cleared my throat. My heart beat fast. I had said the word love. My husband had loved storms. We used to sit on the porch together and watch the rain. I had said the word husband, hoping to see a reaction. You are married?" he asked, confused. I said. He left a long time ago." "I'm sorry," he said softly. "I was never married. I think the doctors told me I was single when they found me after the accident. But sometimes I feel like I am missing something." He paused. "I feel like I forgot something very important, like I left my heart somewhere." I wanted to cry. Maybe he was talking about me. I said softly, "Tell me about your husband." He looked at me in the darkness and asked, "What was he like?" "It was dark, you could not see my face clearly," I said, holding back tears. "He was brave, kind. He had a big dream. He wanted to see the world. And he had a smile that made me happy. He promised to come back." "He sounds like a good man," David said. "Why did he not come back?" I asked softly. "I think he got lost," I said. "I think he forgot the way home." David was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "If he is smart, he will find his way back. You sound like a good woman, Liza. He is a fool to forget you." My eyes filled with tears. He was talking about himself, but he did not know it. The lights flickered back on. I cleared my throat. The moment was gone. "Back to work," he said, standing and fixing his suit. He was the boss again. But something had changed that night. He was softer with me. He asked about my day. Sometimes, he even smiled. One day, he asked me to have lunch with him. "I need to discuss work," he said. But we did not talk about work. We sat in a quiet restaurant, and he looked at me carefully. "You know, Liza," he said, "I feel comfortable with you. I don't know why. I usually don't like people, but I like you." "I like you too, sir," I said softly. Then I blurted out, "Call me David." He paused. "Okay. David," he said. It felt so good to say his name. "Tell me," he asked, "where are you from?" "I am from a small village," I said. "Far away from here." "I see," he said slowly. "I have dreams about a village. Sometimes there is a river, and a girl. She has long hair, and she is laughing." I leaned forward. "What does the girl look like?" I asked. "I can't see her face clearly," he said. "It is blurry, but I know I loved her." I reached into my bag. My hands were shaking. I had a photo, an old black and white photo. It was from our wedding day. We were standing by the river, smiling, so young and happy. "David," I said, my voice trembling, "I want to show you something." "What is it?" he asked. I placed the photo carefully on the table. "Look at this." He picked up the photo. He studied it. Slowly, his face changed. He went pale. His hands started to tremble. "Who is this?" he whispered. "Look closely," I said. He stared at the man in the photo. Then he touched his own face. Then he looked at the woman in the photo. Then he looked at me. Then back at the photo. His eyes were wide. Something deep inside him was stirring, a memory, a feeling, a connection he could not yet explain. "This is me," he said, looking at the photo. "This is me when I was young." "Yes," I said. "And this woman?" His eyes moved to me. Tears filled his eyes. "This is you?" he asked. "Yes," I said softly. "I am Liza. I am your wife." He dropped the photo and put his hands on his head. "Oh my God," he whispered. "Liza. Liza." He said my name, and this time, it sounded like he really knew me. "I remember," he said. "The bus, the promise. I promised to come back. The accident. I woke up in the hospital, and I didn't know who I was. They told me my name was David, but they didn't know where I came from. I had no ID." He started to cry, a big, strong man crying in a restaurant. "I forgot you," he said. "I am so sorry. I left you alone for 10 years. I reached across the table and took his hand. His hand was warm. It felt like the hand of my David. "It's okay," I said. "You are here now. I waited for you." He shook his head. "I am a bad husband." "No," I said. "You had an accident. You didn't choose this. I waited because I knew. I knew you would come back." He held my hand tight. "I felt it," he said. "When I saw you in the office, I felt my heart wake up. I didn't know why, but now I know, it was you. It was always you." He stood and came around the table. He hugged me. He held me so tight. I smelled him, his expensive soap, but underneath it, it was him. People in the restaurant stared, but I didn't care. I held my husband. After 10 years, I finally held him. "I love you, Liza," he whispered. "I remember loving you. It's coming back, the river, the wedding, your mother's dress." "I love you too, David," I said. We left the restaurant and did not return to the office. We walked in the park for hours. He asked 1,000 questions. "How is your mother?" "She is old, but well." "How is the village?" "It's the same." "Did you marry anyone else?" "No," I said, touching the ring on the chain around my neck. "I wore my ring." He took it and said, "Put it on your finger." I slipped it on. It still fit perfectly. "I'll buy you a new ring," he said. "I don't want a diamond," I said. "I want this one. It's the ring you gave me." He smiled. That smile, the big, happy smile from the past. "You are amazing, Liza," he said. "You are strong. You learned English. You came to the city. You found me. I never gave up." That evening, I went to his apartment. It was a large, cold penthouse, empty and lonely. "We'll fix it," I said. We sat on the sofa and looked at the city lights. "I have to learn to be your husband again," he said. "I am different now. I am a CEO. I am not the boy from the village." "I am different too," I said. "I am not the girl from the village. I am a woman now. We are both new people. Can we start again? Can we date? Can I court you?" he asked. I smiled. Yes. I would like that. And so, we did. We did not rush. I did not move in with him right away. We started to date. He took me to dinner. We went to the movies. We walked in the park. He told me about his life in America. I told him about my studies. We laughed. We cried. And slowly, we fell in love again. It was not easy. Sometimes David had headaches. Sometimes he felt guilty. I wasted 10 years, he would say. We could have had children. We could have been happy. Don't look back. I held his hand and said, look forward. We have the rest of our lives. He made me the manager of a department in his company. You are smart, he said. You worked hard. You deserve this. I worked with him now, but I was no longer just his assistant. I was his partner. We walked into the office holding hands. The other employees were surprised. The boss is smiling, they whispered. He never smiles. He is happy, I said with a smile. 1 year later, we returned to the village. David was nervous. Will they be angry? He asked. Will they hate me? No, I said. They will be happy. We drove in a nice car to the village. My mother was waiting. When she saw David, she cried. My son, she said. You came back. David hugged her tightly. I'm sorry, mother, he said. I lost my way. You are home now, she said softly. We walked by the river. The water was blue. The trees were green. Everything was the same. I remember this, David said. I remember playing here. He looked at me. Liza, he said, thank you. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for loving me when I was a stranger. Love is patient, I said. We are happy now. We live in the city, but we visit the village often. We have a baby, a little boy with David's smile. Life is not always easy. We have problems like everyone else. But when I look at David, I feel lucky. I have learned something important. Life can change in 1 second, a bus ride, an accident, a meeting. But true love is strong. It can wait. It can fight. It can survive time and distance. Sometimes, when I bring David his coffee in the morning at home, he looks at me and smiles. Good morning, my love, he says. He knows who I am. He knows I am his wife. And that is the most beautiful thing in the world. So, if you are waiting for something, do not give up. If you have a dream, keep going. If you love someone, hold on. The road might be long. It might be hard. But in the end, love will find a way home. I am Liza. This was my story. Thank you for listening.